Today we are going to learn what is force, what can a force do, types of force, what is state of motion, what is pressure, and what is atmospheric pressure. What is a force? Force is nothing but it is a pull or a push. For example, if you want to pull a chair, you have to apply force on the chair to pull it towards yourself, or it can be a push also. If you want to push a door, you need to apply force on that door. That means force can be a pull or a push. What can a force do? A force may make an object move from rest. If you take a ball at rest or lying on the ground, and if you push that ball, that means you are applying force on that ball, then the ball moves. So here the force applied on the ball makes it move. A force may change the speed of a moving object. That means by applying force, you can increase the speed of the object, or we can decrease the speed of the object. If you take a moving football, and if you apply force in which it is moving, then the speed of the ball will increase. But when you apply force opposite to the motion of the ball, then the ball moves with a decreased speed, or the ball will slow down. Third one is a force may change the direction of motion of a moving object. For example, in a football match, we can change the direction of a moving football by applying force on it in a particular angle. And the fourth one, a force may bring about a change in the shape of an object. For example, when you take an inflated balloon and when you apply force on that balloon by keeping the balloon between your hands, then there will be change in the shape of that balloon. So a force can cause some of these changes, or it may cause all of these effects. The force may cause some of these effects or all of these effects. The next one is types of force. Force is of two types. One is contact force and the other one is non-contact force. Contact force is the one in which the force is applied on a body by a direct contact. Muscular force is an example of contact force. And what is this muscular force? For example, if you want to lift a bucket full of water, you need to use your muscular force. Or if you want to push a door, there also you need to use your muscular force. Or if you want to pick a book, or if you want to pull a book, then you need to apply your muscular force. The second one is frictional force. when a ball is rolling on a rough floor, after some time it comes to rest. So without applying any external force, the ball comes to the rest. So what is the reason for this? There must be a force opposing the movement of or the motion of the ball by that surface. So that force, the opposing force applied by the surface on the moving object, is called frictional force. The next one is non-contact force. Magnetic force is an example of this non-contact force. If you take two bar magnets, there is no contact between the bar magnets, but there will be a force acting between those two bar magnets. If you try to bring like poles together, then they repel each other. So in this case also there is a repulsion force between those two magnets, and there is no direct contact between the bar magnets. The next one in non-contact force is electrostatic force. This force exists between two charged bodies. If the bodies are oppositely charged, then there will be attraction force between them. If the bodies are of the same charge, they will repel each other. So this is electrostatic force. And another non-contact force is gravitational force. This gravitational force is nothing but the force which exists between any two objects in the universe. That means every object in the universe will have a force of attraction on the other object. For example, we see the objects which are thrown upwards, they will be coming back to the Earth's surface. That means the Earth is pulling those objects because of this gravitational force, and the force with which the Earth is pulling the objects is called gravity. Let's see what is pressure. Pressure is nothing but the force acting on a unit area of surface. So we can write the formula for pressure: P equals to force divided by area of that surface on which the force is acting perpendicularly. Here the pressure is inversely proportional to the surface area. As the surface area increases, the pressure exerted on the object decreases. That is why it will be easier to cut objects with a sharp knife, but it is difficult to cut objects with a blunt knife. And the porters in the railway stations, they will have a piece of cloth on their head so that they feel less pressure while carrying the loads on their head. To prove liquids exert pressure, let's take a bottle filled with water, and when you make holes on the walls of the water bottle, you can see the water comes out and exerts pressure. And when you make holes to the water bottle at the same height, then you can observe that all the sides the pressure exerted will be equal. And let's take a glass tube or plastic tube or plastic pipe of length around 15 centimeters to 30 centimeters. Then stretch a rubber sheet around the one end of the plastic pipe. Then fill that plastic pipe with water from one end. Then you will see a bulge in the rubber sheet due to the pressure applied by the water taken in the plastic pipe. That means exerts pressure downwards also. The next one is atmospheric pressure. Gases can also exert pressure. The atmosphere is nothing but it is a blanket of air composed of many gases. So here the pressure exerted by the atmospheric air per unit surface area is called atmospheric pressure.